Yeah, it's
Welcome back to the show. What's up? I feel so fancy having a intro. What do you guys think? Is it fancy or is it not fancy?
I love it.
I think it's fancy. Well, that's because you're going to be there. You're biased.
Even if I wasn't gonna, okay, I like intros in general. Like Barbell Spin has one, etc. I still like them.
Yeah. They're cool.
I like it more because it means something to me.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
But
Yeah,
that
for
one does
sure.
too in a different way.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Welcome
Good
back
morning.
to the WODprep podcast. I'm your host, CJ DePalma, and I'm here with my co-host, Claire Bays. What's up,
Good morning. Who made that one, by the way?
Nick? The guy that runs
Oh,
Code
got
Iron
it.
Games.
Yes. Oh, yeah, he's awesome. I'm sorry. I've known Nick for well over, or
I
yeah, right
figured you.
at like a decade.
I was gonna say, I was like, you have to know Nick, like
Yes, I
outside of
do.
Iron
I'm
Man. Okay.
sorry. Yes. Yeah, he's awesome. Oh, that's a perk of going there too, is getting to see
hmm
him. Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, Code Iron Games. If you guys are in the Midwest area or in really anywhere, it's easy to get to Denver. October, first weekend of October, 4th and 5th. Is that what it said? I think it's 4th and 5th. No, 3rd and 4th. Anyways, first weekend of October. If you guys are looking to compete, 3-person team, individual, scaled, and masters, 3-person, same sex. If you guys are interested, let us know. I'll have a QR code before next show. That'll be somewhere down here. That'll just live for the next few weeks. But yeah, man, we got a big show. Everyone's talking in the chat. Good morning, everybody. Jake, you should 1,000,000% compete, please. That would be amazing. Good morning,
Yeah,
Slater.
do it.
Kevin, WFP questions. We don't talk about WFP here. No, I'm just kidding. Vicky, more Vicky. Renata, Lido. Good morning. How's training? Jody, Judy, Aaron. I love it. All right. What's up? All right. I'm definitely not recovered. And even from the games, I had personal training like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 5 p.m. or 5 a.m. And like
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
struggling. Like I just, because Perrin's at work and I'm with Bennett all day. So like my work basically starts at like 5 p.m. And
Uh-huh.
so then my like just like all my computer time runs like into the night right now.
How far into the night? And then when is the wake time if you're having 5 a.m.
Um,
clients?
well, it's in my garage, so it's nice. So it's 4:50 and it's a friend.
Yeah.
So like I don't need to be like full cheerleader mode. You know what I mean? And so
Shouldn't it be the same all the time? Just kidding. I'm kidding.
you're the only one that wakes up and like goes full teeth show smile the second you wake up to the second you go to sleep. You're the only
It's
person I know that does that. I'm
it's
jealous.
awful. No, it's not cute. I feel sorry. Like I attempt to bring it down a notch this early because I'm aware that no one wants that. And I don't know. I don't mind it. Like it's nice to have a positive disposition generally, but it's a lot for people at this time of morning.
I love it. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. I'm not
Okay,
actually
good.
like I don't even speak to my wife till 9 a.m. like ever. We don't talk. We don't even like converse no matter what, unless we're getting up and like leaving on a trip. And even then, it's
Yeah,
like,
minimal.
all right, do we get Bennett yet? No. Okay. All right. Continue doing your thing. So, um,
But you have a system for it.
yeah. All right.
Oh, hey, guess what?
What's up?
I get to compete tomorrow.
I know. That's right. Tell me about it.
I mean,
You're
that's
going,
really all I have to say about it other than I'm just excited to compete tomorrow.
you're the TFX throwdown, right?
Yeah.
Wait, is that still run by Bryce?
This stage of things, I'm not sure how exactly it all. I mean, of course, he's involved heavily in the season as a whole. But this event, the way these are thrown at all different, like a bunch of different locations. And
Okay.
so the one I'm doing is at CrossFit Central here. And of course, he is at Coda HQ in Oklahoma City predominantly.
Right.
So I don't know, other than like being involved in the season broadly, I don't know what level of involvement he would have with like this specific one.
Got it. Okay. Cool. Is this the first time you've competed in a while?
Let's see. I competed a few months ago. It was kind of one of my things was, and these are just like smaller local comps, obviously. But it was a goal to do like 3 this year just because I just think it's fun to do. So
Sure.
I don't know. Sometime within the last 6 months I did one.
Nice.
It was fun.
Um, yeah, I loved it. I mean, that's what I did everything for. I loved competing, but I was never good, right? Like I only competed on teams. And so what I would do is because I never had a bad event, like only once in my CrossFit career, I finished outside of the top 3 in whatever division event we did. And it's because I
Uh-huh.
would just stack my team. I would just grab the fittest people I know that were way fitter than me. And I would just play like puppet master of like what everyone should do. And it always worked out really well. Like,
It's literally what you do now for
yeah,
people
exactly.
is
Right.
puppet master.
And so
Ah.
it was COVID Wadapalooza, right? And so we qualified RX like 68th. Okay. There's 90 teams that went. I was like, oh, all right, we'll go because it's fun.
Yeah.
I had people competing, like a bunch of my athletes were there. The whole WODprep team was there. Like it was a lot of fun. And we ended up podium. Like we ended up on the podium.
That's wild. Yeah, you
Qualified
qualified bottom third.
bottom third. And we
Hell yeah.
um uh and so it was yeah, it was a good one. It was
That's
like
awesome.
my and it's always my claim to fame, and this guy will never know, but we beat Colton. Like we ended up he was third and we were second, whatever
He
the
may
team
know
was.
now.
Huh? No.
He may know now.
I've brought this up before at some point. But
Uh,
it was it's definitely the claim to fame because he was obviously pretty fit back then. Still, he wasn't what he is now, but
right.
yeah. So
That's
um
awesome. I
all
see all
right.
these comments, by the way. You guys are awesome. I just want to say thank you for that. And then let's see
Oh
here.
yeah. I've never seen that person.
Lito says, let's see. I think I did a podcast with him and like sometime maybe last year. That
Mhm.
sounds right. Anyway, yeah, he's been around for a while. And then let's see here. I'm exactly like that at my 6 a.m. class. And I would imagine the 6 a.m. I don't know. Do they enjoy it, right? They adjust to you.
Right.
Anyway, I see the good lucks. Thank you, Judy. Thank you, Vicky. All of y'all. Thank you very much, Chris. Anyway, okay, we can keep going. Just I appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
It'll
Do
be
you have
fun.
any like famous people claim to fames? So like uh um Jake said he beat Sam Briggs in 2015. Like I said, I beat Colton in a
Oh,
workout.
wait, so this is specific to workouts
Like
and so on
yeah, maybe like
or
anything fitness
competitions?
endeavor. Yeah, something like that. Or like, I mean, really anything. Or like you played another sport, like you played volleyball and like you got a point on an Olympian because you guys played together. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, see, I didn't go to a gym till I was in my 20s and I didn't play any sports. And then when I got in the gym, I was really bad for a long
Mm,
time. So literally none.
oh, all right,
No.
that's fair. All right, but those are always fun. Um,
Dare I say, happy to be here. Those are cool. Those
yeah,
are really cool.
they
I've
are
told my
cool.
Annika Greer story already, Tim McQuaid says.
What? Your
I've told my
Annika?
Annika Greer story. I don't know what it is.
Oh, I don't know that story. I thought you said that, and I was very confused.
Oh,
I
uh-uh.
was like, what?
No, I mean, I being around the space for like a number of years now, I've had the opportunity to get to meet and befriend a lot of really awesome people. So I have a lot of like fun stories like that. But as far as like competitively, nah,
Mm.
nah.
So there's this he was like Gatorade player of the year, right? It's in baseball and that's like best player in the country. And so his name was Zach Greinke. He pitched for the Royals for quite a few years and he was amazing. Like I mean he was like he would go to like all the camps and he would basically be the best in every position, but he ended up pitching in the MLB and so I faced him my like one of the first guys I ever faced summer ball freshman year, right? I was like a buck 10. He's like 6'5", throwing like almost 100 miles an hour, right? And I'm like pissing in my pants and I like foul tip the ball and it's still like hands down like I was super stoked about it. Um but it was yeah, I held on to that one for a long time. I was like, I touched it. I struck out, but I foul tipped the ball at like 98.
That was your original dream, right? Wasn't it baseball?
Oh
Because
yeah.
that's
Yeah,
runs in the
yeah.
family?
I mean, I was if of all the commitment I have now to CrossFit, baseball was 10 times. I mean, I drove my little Azuzu Ombre to the field, middle of the night for years at my high school and hit BP, and I just sucked. I was just never good enough. I was small, I was kind of weak, and
Mhm.
so I just never made that jump. I pitched a little in college, but I didn't me and the coach didn't get along, and I just didn't want to go through surgery and things like that. So my arm was pretty shot by that point. I played a lot of baseball in high school, a lot. So yeah. So
Did you
anyways,
put on size after doing CrossFit?
um,
Like, after starting to do CrossFit?
mm, yeah. I mean, I'm the biggest I've ever been in my life, but not from no, because I mean I did bodybuilding and stuff, so I was bigger at some point. Like
Mm,
in undergrad, we all did like SARMs and pro hormones and shit like that, like everyone does at some point, like in the bodybuilding world, And so we did some pro hormones back then. It like went through waves, like early freshman and sophomore year. Um,
college? Yeah.
mhm, and
Be
so,
a wild thing to do as a high schooler.
huh?
I said it'd be a
Do they do
wild
that
thing to
shit?
do
Do
as a
they
high
do that shit now? Well, they do like real
Yeah.
shit now.
Scary.
And uh in Lifetime Natty, don't worry, I never got strong. No, I never. I was shredded. Like we never like lifted super heavy. I mean, we did, but like I never I never got strong. I had an Olympic lift. We deadlifted, and I think I squatted 405, like a quarter squat, called it a max one time, and that was it. But we bench pressed. We just did it for aesthetics, right? Like we love being shredded
Yeah.
back then, stringer tees and all that shit.
Mhm.
So um yeah, that was way before CrossFit. I started CrossFit in 13, and then I think that was like 9 and 10. I guess not
Mhm.
way before, but I had like yeah, yeah, before. Anyways, um yeah, old school
Okay.
stuff.
Okay.
All right, what are we
Speaking of
talking about today?
size, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know where all you wanna take it. I know one of the I don't know if you talked about it on your show the other day, but about the whole Jason being 230 at the games and the
Oh yeah.
evolution of the athlete. That was wild.
I think so it's interesting, right? I was talking about with my buddy the other day, the guy that actually got me into CrossFit. We talk. Um uh Uh, and so we catch up like after events and whatnot. He's um a, a cardiac ICU nurse now, and so we talk about um a lot of like health stuff all the time. And and so we talked about his size, and I don't know if it was Savon or maybe someone, but the I think the size thing is mainly just the big guys have finally learned to cycle fast. Like Brent Fikowski like laid the framework for what a big guy can do, and that it is possible for them to be at the highest level here,
What do you
and
think
that
Brent's heaviest games performance?
probably around 220, 230,
You
because
think so?
he's like 2 or 3 inches taller than Jason.
Mhm. No
And
wonder.
so he's probably closer to the same size as James. And James was there. James is at least 220. Like Jason isn't that much heavier than James. Like,
Yeah, if you and even I mean, you look at even, Dallin, like, look at them all next
mhm,
to one another, and it's like, okay,
right.
so if he came in at 230, now I'm
They're
just
all
curious
within
to know
10.
what they all came in at because
Yeah,
it
they're all within. No
didn't
one's
look that
under
far off.
220. No one's under 220 for
It's
sure.
pretty wild.
And so, um, um, yeah. And so this is kind of where I think just the big guys are learning how to cycle fast, right? So Tristan,
And by
Tristan said,
cycle fast, you're referencing not only, like, barbell stuff, but you're talking about,
right.
gymnastics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so like big guys are just learning that there is like they're just moving at the same rep pace, right?
Mhm.
Because there's no AMRAPs and the workouts are short enough, right? And so there's the big chunks of gymnastics. We don't really see like 100 pull-ups, right? We used to see that like massive pull-up range in regionals a lot more often back in the day.
Mhm.
Um, I think um, the big guys are learning to keep up a cycle rate, meaning like speed of rep, right? So every repetition and every movement has an average uh, time, right, for
Yeah.
one rep, right? Like, so pull-ups are about a second to 1.2 seconds. Chest bars, pull-ups are like zero point 0.8 to zero point 0.9 seconds. Chest bars are like 1.1 to 1.2, maybe even a little bit faster. And so the thing that Brent can never get his cycle rate down, right? Like his burpees were never fast enough. He was, he never had a fitness problem. He had a speed of rep problem, right? He just literally couldn't, right? He just couldn't move fast enough per rep, right? And so early on, when he was just smarter than everybody, it made sense, which is why he was called the professor. He could outsmart everyone. Well, then everyone just, the intelligence started gaining, and so everyone would approach workouts the same exact way, and then that's what they do now. And he just can never keep up, right, towards the end of his career. But I do think I think Rogue Brent was the fittest Brent we ever saw, but that's a whole nother story. um
I
like
now
his
want
last
people to like someone to go and let's see here, like Apollo. Who is it that runs Apollo?
um I can see
Yeah,
his face.
blanking right
Barkley.
this second.
Dale.
Thank you.
No, not
Yeah, I
Barkley
like
Dale, just Barkley, whatever. I don't know his first name. I show his last name is Barkley.
yeah, I want him to go run, like go take a look and break down all of the different, like the cycle rates for the different movement patterns for the different athletes that were
Mhm,
at the games. Maybe just the top 10 or whatever, and
mhm.
just compare those across the board for a bunch of different movements. Of course, who comes to mind would be someone like a Colton or whatever in
Right.
comparison to one of those
Yeah, and
taller
so
athletes.
100%, and so that's why Colton does great on online because there's not a lot of traversing,
Yeah,
just like uh, Jake is alluding to. So online competitions, Colton is going to do well, right? But Colton is always going to struggle with the games because you're
move
traversing a
distance.
distance,
Yep.
right? And so it doesn't matter what that distance is, right? So if you have rope climbs, some form of ambulation, or moving from A to B across a floor, even if it's handstand walks, lunges, etc., Colton is always going to be at a disadvantage, and the bigger guys are going to be at more of an advantage. And
Mhm.
so we see a little bit more of that stuff there in the games, right? And so he's always going to be at a disadvantage. But the what's changed, and coming back to Jason, is that the big guys have learned to do the other stuff as fast, right? Like they've learned to burpee like Colton, right?
Mhm.
Maybe not quite there, but the gap is a lot
Close enough,
smaller.
yeah.
The gap is way smaller, right? And so because the gap is smaller, right, now they're going to start excelling. You're going to see things like rope climbs. Now, if pegboards and rope climbs were just muscle ups and bar muscle ups only, it would have been a lot more seen. I don't think we would have seen that at the top, right? And um, so it's it's becoming more and more and more about racing and cycle speed because intelligence and approach and methodology and general fitness all seem to be very um, standard across the board, right? Like we were talking about back in the day, like Matt was the fittest man to ever do CrossFit. There's no doubt about it. Tia is the fittest woman, but Rich could have been beaten. Rich was just smarter than everyone. You would see a workout, right? Like literally any workout in 12, 13, 14, and 15, or 14, 11 through 14. Every single workout, most of the people would go out balls to the walls and then they would blow up in some capacity. They didn't know how to
Mhm.
break it up. Rich just never made those mistakes. He had so much intuition to just approach workouts smarter. That's why
And
everyone's
so
like, he's
many
always
so many
looking to,
reps. Like
right.
intuition, he just did a ton of it. He was just aware of where he was at.
Um, and so, um, And so that's why he would never come out first in a workout, but he'd always track them down just because he just knew how to approach workouts better. Right. And so that's why the races were so good. That's why everything seemed so hard back in the day. And so it didn't really matter. And that's why Rich just ended up being better. His speed of rep was never super great. He didn't move faster than anyone. He wasn't the strongest, right? He was the overall best, but he just made better decisions all the time and never made a bad decision, right? Um,
Mhm.
and so Sean, he was more fit. To say that like just as like a blanket statement, yes, he was the fittest on earth and he won, but he never won the aerobic event. He was last. Like he pulled a Vellner all the time. He was just so much better at doing everything else. So I mean, he had a huge hole. He's the only champ to ever have that big of a hole, right? and I mean, obviously this was 10 years ago now, 10 to 15 years ago,
Yep.
right? And so, but I think the tide is changing, and the big guys are in. And I also do think that the little guys that we have at the highest level still have a lot of limitations. Matt just ended up not having limitations, right? And so we saw where everyone was really good, right? But the big guys are just learning how to move like the little guys at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah.
I guess I don't know why I want to like put Hatfield. I wonder what do you know how tall he is? Because I feel like I have a hard time getting a gauge on whether like
He's
where
like
he
5'9".
falls.
He's not as short as everyone said.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's taller than Matt.
Yeah.
So he's like Rich's height. He's maybe an inch shorter than Rich. Rich was I don't know, 5'10", 5'9". Hatfield's 5'8", 5'9". So from a body perspective, Hatfield should have like the most optimal body type currently in the sport. And I think that's one of the reasons why John rides his dick so hard.
I want to see. Do you want to touch on this?
Which one? Um,
Did you already touch on that?
no.
Your opinion?
You can go first. Let me gather my thoughts and pull up the events.
Okay. Judy says, curious CJ and Claire's thoughts on all the machines at the games. I think what comes to mind for me is like it's a good display of power output, right? And power is like a really big thing in our methodology is like, can you produce a lot of it, you know? And so I like that aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't have anything against the use of machines.
Yeah, this is the Savon statement. Savon hates it.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't hate it. I do think it creates a lot of bias. So if we look at it, it's, I mean, 1, 2, I mean, we only had it in 3 workouts, right? Which is about average. Now, like these 2 workouts ended up being exactly the same. Um, uh, and this run was on a runner, which I think helps the heavier athlete. It didn't seem to really make that much of a difference, as we said that, right? Like your 3 smallest athletes on the women's side won the event, right? Like Lucy, Haley, and Tia, which are the 3 um, smallest athletes.
Mm-hmm.
I think it made a difference here, and I don't think there were that many. I mean, it's your normal it's your normal amount of machines to have in a competition, right? If we go to 24, ski, bike, maybe a sandbag, you can, I don't know, probably can't. So 1, 2, I mean, you only had it in 2 last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's never as much as it seems. It just happens to be that it's so biased when we have it. Um, um, when we have it, that we know the guys that are going to win.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's fine. I definitely like to see them in longer style events.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I think the sprint was good. My biggest struggle with the games, like if we're looking at the machine, this combo of scoring right here is something I'm struggling with. I don't think we count it as here because I don't think it made the difference, right? Like good rowers and bad rowers didn't make up the difference here. So while it was there, it didn't hurt anyone that ran well. Like it didn't hurt the smaller athlete. So
Mm-hmm.
so I guess it was half, but it wasn't really, right? I mean, they just
Well,
were out there.
and
If
then
they
you flip,
supported, it would have made a difference.
yeah, and then you flip over to Albany Grip Trip, and because of the time domain and the other elements of it, it didn't really favor necessarily the larger athletes there either, even though there was a machine being used.
This says 3. Aaron, I don't think 3 had an event. I don't think, am I missing something? Was there a machine here? No, not 3. Yeah, so you could try to make a lot of ground and then it didn't work, and then he still lost by
Mhm.
almost the exact time that he made up. He ended up losing by like 12 seconds. He made up 30. So we're talking about Roman on the rower, but I don't think it made a difference. Albany Grip Trip is an STD. You guys are funny. So even looking at this, like my biggest qualms with the games, right, is this set of events right here where like these 3. where they're all exactly the same stimulus. They're all under 6 minutes, or even under 5 minutes. And am I blind? I mean, I guess this is 400. Yeah, I guess so. Again, I don't think this one counts. And then even if you go by the winners of the event, like these were irrelevant. And so when you're inside, you can only do so much stuff without a machine. In general, or you're just gonna do the same event over and over and over again. But I don't think it was too much. I don't think it biased the results. I think the biggest bias of the weekend is this 3 set right here, right? So 5, 6, and 7. Throttle up and hammer down are like my biggest problems of the weekend, with it being basically the same. I know it was a, it ended up being a long event because you only had a short rest. It ended up being like 13 or 14 minutes in total time. But the problem is it was worth 200 points, right? And so I haven't ran the numbers, or it's not my thing. Someone hasn't ran the numbers yet. If they were worth 75 points each or something to that effect, would they have made a difference, or would the scoring still be the same? So
If they made those two back to back, just one score.
Yeah, like if it was 150 points instead of 200 points, right? Or like each one was 75 points. I think they were very, very similar stimulus. And then I think we ended up having, if you count the back squat, 4 workouts under 5 minutes. That's a lot, right? I think that's like the biggest programming concern of the weekend. Is intensity was kept, which was really great. It made for a lot of good races.
Hell yeah.
But in general, right? So even if you count, I mean, we had, I think, 6 workouts, maybe even like 7 under 10 minutes. 1, 2, I'm pretty sure climbing couplet, people were under the 10-minute range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, I know we did the math on it the other day, and it definitely was like very heavily weighted, but we did it under 10 minutes there, so then it was even more. Or I guess that's what you're doing here.
Yeah, I am. I'm going to turn on my phone and call in, see if I can get it to work. Jake wants to call in. I'll let Jake call in.
Do it. Yeah. The title of today's episode was, what'd you say? What's next? Is that right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to hammer on this anymore, but definitely, I don't know. There's that article from Jenna, and then the show where James Hobart made reference to, like our work in the coming months and not just riding this high. Anyway, I don't know if you want to go to any of that.
Yeah, for sure. Do you want to pull up the Jenna article? Do you know how to pull up things yet on this?
I do not.
All right. Down below, you see that plus? All right, click that. And then if you pull it up in your browser.
So the little screen with a plus sign in it.
And then.
Guys, we're learning in real time. Sorry.
In real time. Then you'll go to share screen.
Okay.
And then you'll go to like whatever it says, share screen, and then go to Chrome tab or whatever you're in, and then click whatever the tab is.
Okay, so then I need to get this pulled up.
Go ahead, Jake. You can call in. I think my phone, I think it's working. That was weird. Is it a magnet? Oh, it is a magnet. How about that? Don't pull up the wrong tab. Yeah, clear.
Yeah, give me a second. I'm getting this pulled up.
Oh, I lost you. I can't hear you.
Oh.
There you go. You're back.
Okay. You can hear me?
Yep.
I'm working on getting
Can we
this
call
pulled
this
up.
the Power Games? No, I mean, we had like the second longest event we've ever had. Like, we're one of the top 3 longest events we've ever had at the CrossFit Games. So it's hard to call it that too. And then we had another, 18-minute event. So I certainly don't think it's the Power Games, but I do think that it was, I think we're always going to have a bias. But it definitely leaned more towards like a power biased athlete. But you say that, and like, I mean, Lucy is not that, and Ricky is not that, right? And so it's hard to really um, lean on that. And I mean, I would say, like, besides the machines, James is just tall, and he is, but he is not strong, and he is not that powerful. He's powerful on a bike, so power endurance, right? His ability to maintain high output for like a time is there, but I think that's just the nature of his body size, right? Um, Jay is not a power athlete. Um, he had a great weekend. Um, so there's always going to be a bias every games if you really dig into it. So, all right.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Nuance of the media space. But like I said, I think there's definitely opportunity to be both honest and constructive, I think. But I wanted to say one thing on your point about like the vibe and the high coming out of the games is, I've seen this happen in the past. The games generally provides like this really, exciting moment in CrossFit and gives us like a nice wave to ride through the rest of the year. And I think one of the things we should all remember, and I've been seeing a lot of these posts of like games are back, and the CrossFit vibes are awesome, all that kind of stuff. And it's like, yes, great. We have to keep carrying that. It's like, it's not like it just happens and then we, ride it to next year. Like there's, now that we have this moment, there's like so much work we have to do. And I think that's like an easy thing to forget, because the games is so fun, not just if you were there and you're catching up with people you haven't seen in a while and like-minded people. The streaming of the games was really awesome. And the stories coming out of the games were great. And, the men's side race was so fun.
Okay. Let's see here. So now how do I get that pulled down?
Just click the
stop
third
screen.
Nope. Keep it there.
Okay.
Go to the layouts. You see where our little faces are.
Yep.
Click the third one. There we go. Look
Guys,
at that.
I did it.
Real time.
We did
education.
it. We're learning. Now I can actually be more prepared with tabs pulled up in advance
Perfect.
of the show. That's great.
Perfect.
Okay, cool. So that was what I was referencing with what's the work that's next, right?
Yep.
And so I just kind of,
next.
huh?
You tell me what's next.
We have some ideas. And I don't know that I've spent a ton of time necessarily thinking on it. And I think what I want to see what the chat has to say about what is the work, right? So like, okay, we did come just off of this like incredible high. And as he referenced, of course, for both of us, we did watch it from home and it was like so exciting. And I've gone, I think, to in person to 3 of the last 5 games. So I've done a lot of the in person too. And it's every time it's very worth it to do that. But I will say, I thought that being at home and doing it the way we did was just as exciting. Didn't get the same connection anyway. But yeah. So what is the work? And so I don't know, the easy grabs that come up for me of like, okay, so we came off of that high. That was super fun. What do we do now? How do we keep the momentum building? And I just love that they touch on, like, yes, we are aware that there's a sale coming. There are things that we do not know. We do not know who is going to be. I mean, if anybody does, the majority of us have no idea who's taking over and what their ultimate game plan is. But like, those are outside of our control. And so what we do have is the moment that we have right now and the experience that we do have with the methodology and so on. And so what can we do with that today and just let those chips fall wherever they may and deal with that whenever it actually occurs. And that's like easy stuff is they just made a bunch of gear. Apparently I should have gone and looked at the site before this, but I know at the games, and that's one of the things I guess I can work on pulling that up as well. But that Jenna talked about in that article, all the different changes that they're making to the site, being able to have a lot more gear that specifically says CrossFit and is also more marketed towards our roots. And then you, of course, saw that in play at the games. People were wearing the Pukey shirt, et cetera. Right. So, wearing the stuff, also talking about it. And then in talking about it, like understanding what it is that we're talking about. I think that it's so awesome that the level 1 is for free and available, and all of us can go and download that and read through it anytime. And so just making sure, like, being able to speak to the experience that we have with it. And then even if you haven't taken that certificate course, although it's wonderful to take, like, we can still dive deeper into our own understanding of what this thing is and then continue to share it more, and to kind of be like loudmouths about it, in my opinion. So yeah, I don't know. I think that those are things that like anybody can do, right?
Mm-hmm.
And not that people weren't doing those things before,
Well,
but what can we
I-
be doing in the meantime?
Sure. I mean, I argue that they weren't doing those things before, right?
Mhm.
So like we went from this
Well, and I
crop.
will say it's understandable why people had issues. Keep going, sorry.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think so. I think people can be upset and still like try to like grow a business, right? And like be supportive of like the overarching goal.
Yes.
But for, basically for 20 years till 2018, so whatever, 17 years, CrossFit controlled everything. They controlled all the media. No one had any quality media around the sport at all,
Mhm.
right? And then Dave nuked it. Greg nuked it immediate, like overnight, right? Killed it all, right? No media, no anything. And he relied very like libertarian of him of like everyone to like pick up the slack and like give more to more people, right? That was always the thing. He never cared about um uh owning more of the pie. He just wanted the pie to be bigger so more people could own lots of portions of it, right? Like he just wanted the pie to grow and he wanted everyone's slice to grow with the pie. He didn't like owning all of it and being in
Mhm.
control of all of it. He hated that. And so he killed it all. And then for the last 6 years, they've been relying on outside media to grow the sport. And that's been the fault. Okay,
And the
that's
narratives have
right, which is okay, right? That's okay. Like I don't think there's anything wrong with that in the sense of like I think it's good that they gave more leeway and ability to outside media, let more people have access, and all these other entities come and create. And um, uh, you've created businesses and jobs and careers, right? That isn't just owned by CrossFit, and I think that's a really good thing.
Mhm.
But I think the ball spun. I think the ball went too far into the other court, and so now for James's thing, it's on CrossFit to leverage the momentum, and it's really mainly it's on Jenna. Like the ball, it's all relies on her to fucking hammer media. And so immediately, um,
which she's
uh,
doing a stellar job of.
amazing job. I text her, I text her or I message her on Instagram like
Uh-huh.
for the past like 2 months, every 2 weeks, and I'm like, keep fucking crushing it. She goes,
Yeah,
dude, your consistent text makes me so happy. I'm like,
that's
good,
awesome.
because like I love it. Like like she was cool enough to like collab with my tiny page during the open on I don't know, like a funny post.
Mhm.
And it grew my page by like 1,000 people, right?
Oh, wow.
Like on Instagram. And so those are things that they would never have done in the past. And
Mhm.
so it's really cool to see. They have a live podcast today.
Yeah. Well, this isn't the first time they've done a live in recent history, but yes, they do.
Right. But it's the first time they've done one in recent that like when there's momentum in CrossFit, not just randomly starting a thing or a random fucking YouTube channel. Like the whole like I've always been really like besides the games and CrossFit, like they started the like the trainer page and all that. I'm like, why wouldn't we just do all of this on the same page? Like there's no reason why all of that shouldn't be on the same thing. Yeah.
Mhm.
Jenna is the head of media. Um and so but like I said, it comes down to like momentum going forward is leveraging that. And I think I really truly think it's like about bringing it all back together from like masters and adaptive and like bringing it back under one roof. Um, uh, but like Lido says, or no, mm, Nivi, we're going to go with that. Is like continue pushing stuff towards the adaptive and the age group, right? We still have 15 days, right, till the Masters game starts, right? And then we have like another 3 weeks for adaptive. Nothing else is happening in that time frame. Keep pushing, like the momentum from the games and throw it into that. Try to convince people to go to Columbus. Try and convince
Mhm.
people to go to Vegas, which is where the adaptive games are.
Mhm.
And so, keep pushing that and showing that and doing that stuff because they don't do any of that, right? Like that's not their thing. And I can't really foresee them doing that. That's why they have another entities running it. I was on the phone with, ironically, I was on the phone with Joe, the guy that runs Legends and in the age group games. They've already sold 3,000 tickets to a convention center, which is more than they've sold last year. And they're on pace to get to like, I don't know, whatever. It's like 4,500. I was like, dude, you're going to be close to like the individual games, right? And that's not including any locals that are just going to walk in and buy, right? Because like they haven't had any Columbus sales. And so the momentum is good.
Yep.
I wish CrossFit would kind of hop on that too, right?
Well,
Like,
and how much of that too is like the masters athletes, of course, like they're just really well supported by their, like their,
constituents.
huh?
Their
Yeah.
constituents.
Yeah. And I mean,
their
they're
family,
they're
friends, and gym.
totally.
Right. 100%.
Yeah. Hold on just a second. Let's, what time is the live? It is the live that we're referring to is on CrossFit's YouTube page at 1 p.m. Central today. And it's titled 2025 CrossFit Games Top Moments and What It Means Going Forward. I think that was Adrian Conway. And I'm not sure who else will be on it, but I think it's like 3 names.
James and
oh, that's right.
else.
Yeah. So it's going to be a great conversation. There was another one. Let's see. I think you already, let's see, where was I going with this one? Because this was, you already touched on it, but agreed, bring back the joke. How do you know someone is a CrossFitter? They'll tell you. Yeah, I mean, I think being able to, like, when I think of telling people about CrossFit, so often, at least from my experience, I tell people that's, a very large part of my life. And the reaction is always a variety of different things. Typically that's intense, scary, whoa, whatever it is, and I just love, and I guess this is just my flavor, my opinion, but like disarming people and making people aware of the scalability, which they often do not have awareness about, and
Right.
so the fact that they like, oh, hey, by the way, yeah, sure, it's intense, that's the point. However, that is relative to the individual, and just it doesn't take long to express a little bit of that, and then they have a bit more awareness, and so anyway, yeah, like telling people for sure, I mean, it's what we do, but I don't know, I just look at the opportunity to even, I can think of women in their 60s I've had conversations with recently about this, or no, of course, a number of different people, but like making it clear to them, like, no, actually it is for you too. They just think that there's no way. So anyway, I think that we have actually a tremendous amount of power, if you will, in sharing that stuff.
Yeah, 100%. And so I almost, man, I really feel like this feeling of like, oh, we want to convince everyone that it is for anyone, right?
Yeah.
And so I think we've leaned too far into that. And I think it's okay for it to feel scary for a lot of people, because I think that's what people want to, like, they just want to like, it seemed to work a lot fucking better than it works now. Right. And so I don't think it's a problem that people think that it's super intense and maybe not for them, because they still might try it one time. And we've learned that it's really like heroin, and like all you needed is once. And you're like, oh, okay, I like it. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's true. It's
well,
true.
and I guess
and
it's
so
the fear from those that don't have awareness. Sure, maybe, yeah, there are individuals like saying like, yes, it is intense, like not denying that reality, right? But then disarming it enough to make them, or to open the door of like, hey, it's not so far away that you should stay away from it, right? And then maybe they do
100%.
come try it, and then the intensity is not for them, and then right, it's not for them, right? But opening the door enough to make them aware that like someone with little to no skill and little to no whatever, that like it is actually for you too, if you want to work hard.
At least Lupe understands. See, I knew someone would get it. Anyone that watches baseball knows how cool that was. Like, anyways. All right.
Are we taking this back to your moment earlier?
Well, he's either catching up, or they're either catching up. And so, yeah.
That's awesome.
This is a great one, Jake. Jake says, want to recruit under 30s, more sport media. Want to recruit over 30s, more affiliate media. Question for the owners is, what is the long-term money? Man, dude, this is tough. I truly think that it's twofold. They should do. Tristan says they should do both, which I agree. But I think the recruiting under 30 is gonna produce people that stick around for a really, really long time, right? Like I've seen that the younger athletes, they don't get deterred, right? They just keep coming, they do their hour, maybe they try to push a little bit more. It's fun. They start to build a friend structure. In the over 30s, they'll spend more money, definitely in the short term. And then they most of the time stick around, but I definitely feel is like they're maybe a little more, they're further along in life, they have more requirements. And so I think they're quicker to potentially, maybe like summer times, like their kids are off school, so they're not going to come in, or there's a lot of travel coming up. And so, that kind of thing. They have more money and more expendable income. And so I think they're more likely to spend more money like each month, like get a nutritionist, or buy supplements, or like buy the fit aid or whatever it is. But I really have seen that, like, at least for the affiliates specifically, the younger person ends up making this truly a part of their life as they get older, right?
Mhm.
And it's like an older adult coming in, like it's harder to get set into that this is just like brushing my teeth every day, like it's something I'm going to do. It's still like the mindset of, oh, I have to go exercise, and now I have to go to the thing, right? Like, and interestingly enough, at WODprep, it's the exact opposite, right? We focus almost primarily on like the 45 to 60-year-old masters, because they're so committed and they're so doing their things,
Yeah.
but we're even a sub niche of a niche at that point, right? And then the younger athlete doesn't buy anything WODprep, right? Like extra coaching, because our products are more than just a gym membership, because they have the gym membership and then some, right?
Right.
So I don't know the answer to that. I know the gyms that I've been a part of, gyms that have primarily older individuals and primarily younger individuals.
Mhm.
um
Same.
and and then I've it's a lot closer to 50-50 than I think people realize. I do think that the older masters are the ones with more expendable income. And so they're the ones more likely to um, we buy the extra things, or buy the supplements, or get nutrition coaching, or do personal training inside of your gym. Um, but at the same time, I think that they are um, I think that they potentially could be wishy-washy, right? Like in the sense of, oh, no, I'm not going as much, blah, blah, blah. Like consistency, like it's going to be hard for maybe that person versus the younger person who just goes to school, or is an entry level job, or whatever it is. And like training and looking fit and going to the beach and picking up chicks is still like their primary shit. I don't know.
I think that, yeah, I mean, target all of them, right? Like
Yeah,
have
for sure. And so, yeah. And so that's the
different
thing, right?
approaches for
And
different
that's the
ones. I mean, you
thing.
can do that.
CrossFit Media is big enough to target all of them.
Right, right.
Like there's nothing, like there's no reason why we can't, right? And so to go with Tristan, they should do both. We did do both for a long time, right? Like, I mean, felt like sport got more, but clearly when we targeted sport, it fucking worked, right? We didn't alienate anyone back then, right?
Mhm.
And that could just be because of the momentum and the rise, etc. But it's certainly not a bad approach. I think if we only target affiliates, I think we alienate the people at the higher end, right? Like we're always going to have some trickle down, like
Mhm.
sport into affiliate. But
Mhm.
I like, in the sense of marketing, like if we only marketed to affiliates only, like I just don't think we would get the virality. You know what I mean?
Well, look
And
at what they did over the course of this past weekend. They did a beautiful job of literally here you have Pinnacle Sport, and then they sprinkled in all of this, all the different levels of things throughout. So, like, yes, while you're there to watch in between heats or before they get started with them, just doing like implementing different snippets of level 1 and stuff in the gym and story. So they did a beautiful job of layering both simultaneously. Maybe you were there for one, but while you're there, you got the other.
right.
That was cool. I don't know if it's as much age, Jacob says, as how much they care about fitness. I agree. I definitely think that like age does not determine, someone's interest level in their own fitness
I just think it's
at
easier to
all.
sell rich froning versus no Alzheimer's and no diabetes. You know what I mean? Like, if we're trying to market in general, right? Like we market both, right? It's like um you have your entry level purchase product, right? Which is like rich froning. It's like you get everyone in the door with your $10 product, right? You get everyone in the door, or you get all the eyes on it because you put Rich Froning and Tia on the screen. You're like, what are these specimens doing, right? And then you anchor them and you keep them in with like, hey, we're going to change your fucking life forever. We're going to make you live to be 90, independent, no nursing home, no meds, live well. You'll be doing pull-ups in your 80s. Like, and then it's there. But like when you, and then, but if you're just trying to sell, right, there we go. Perfect. See?
No,
So
yeah.
like, if you're just trying to, if
Yes.
you're just trying to sell, don't be fat, eat better, the affiliate is everything. Like if you're only trying to sell
Yeah.
that,
Yep.
then it's I think it's going to fall on deaf ears, because a lot of shit does that, right? Like that's the thing. F45, like, I mean, fucking puke coming out of my mouth. F45 does that. Orange Theory does that. The General YMCA, all of these things do that, right? And so all of these things, they do all of that stuff. But the only thing that makes you look like us and that sets us apart is the sport, right? Like that's the only thing that we can truly explain to the, like, to the masses that have no idea what it is like, look at what's potentially capable for everybody, and then look at what we can do like for anyone,
Mhm.
right? So
Yeah. Well, okay. So, and just for anybody who's listening and not watching too, that was in reference to, oh, there it goes. Just kidding. Tristan made a comment about the community needs heroes and heroes attract people outside with the eye grab. The affiliate community and culture is what keeps them healthy for life, right? Once you get them in the door, then the affiliate does the work of that stuff. Also, then I think these were a couple of good ones. Jeffrey, hi, by the way, he said, if intensity is key, then how do you market to the 55 plus? And then Tristan yet again has some great stuff here. Intensity is relative to the individual. So it's good stuff.
yeah, for sure. And so I think like, I don't know what this says.
Oh yeah. Was he going to call in?
Yeah, I don't know. He's being gay. You don't want to call him.
Oh, I do have, by the way, the thing
So
pulled up for Jenna's interview.
right. So Avera, people outside don't give a shit. They don't care, but they care about the freak on the camera, and they're like, that's what sparks their interest. That's what stops them, right? It's like transitions to start an Instagram reel, right? Like it's what we call the grab, right? Like the first 3 seconds. Our sport needs to be the first 3 seconds of all of it, and then it needs to go into whatever value and education that we have to have. But if you're just starting with a red shirt at a board talking about zone dieting, no one's going to stop and listen, right? Like Jake is saying, like they have to be both. It has to be both all the time. They both anchor each other, right? They both anchor each other. And we can't have just affiliates. Like if you put all your money into affiliate marketing, it would die. If you put all your money into sport, the affiliates would leave, right? You anchor them with the sport, and then you show them what's capable for the entire population, right? Just like this, right? You grab them in with the sport, and then you show them the true value of changing your life for the better in every single facet, from mindset to nutrition to fitness to habits, etc. Right. Exactly. There's even if there is one, like you never try to come up, right? No one's ever going to stop there. Like no one's ever going to come in and watch a video for affiliates and then like end at the games and be like, wow, that was cool. It's always has to be this trickle down effect, right? That's what I've been saying for forever, but whatever. It's fine. Glad everyone's fucking understanding.
Ah. Oh gosh, there was a comment earlier. It's a little ways up, and I did not star it. Just so maybe I could try to find it. About putting side by side of like an elite athlete. Okay, so it was Vicky saying, I still think it would be cool to do a side by side set of videos showing scaled RX elite athletes doing the same workouts, talking about CrossFit being scalable.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool.
How are you saying the same thing? You're saying you're not. I don't think you're disagreeing with me, but I don't think this is a good video. I don't think this is the video that people need to see. I think it's the opposite. I think you always need to like pull them in initially with the sport and then show them why it's good for everybody. I think you're going to have a hard time trying to show them, like the larger athlete just like stepping on a box. Yeah. I mean, I don't think so, but it is what it is. I disagree.
Do you want me to pull up the Jenna Haka thing?
Sure.
Great. Give me a second. Let me go through this. But yeah. Okay. So I pulled, guys, I'm going to learn for a second. So I pulled that down, the one that I had the screen share on. Is there a way to keep that one up in the future, CJ? The one that I was screen sharing.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way for me to simply choose another tab on that same one, or do I need to cancel that out and open something new?
No, you'll pull it back down, and then in the top you'll see it'll be like change to this tab. So like,
okay,
you should see it. So it'll just say, like, look at the top of the screen. You see where it says change to this tab or close this tab.
No, I do not right
like
this
on
second.
the actual URL, like on this actual page. All right, I'll show
literally no, but I also don't have multiple screens, and I think that's pretty helpful to this. Okay. Wait, are you showing me right now?
No, I'll show you later. It's fine.
Okay. Cool. Okay. I don't know how much of this, I mean, I think that it's a good read in general. So it's athletechnews.com. I don't know. Should we just read through it? It's not crazy long.
Sure.
Okay.
Go for it.
Ahead of the CrossFit Games, Haka spoke with ATN about her vision for the brand, including why CrossFit is embracing its hardcore fitness roots. CrossFit is undoubtedly one of the world's most popular fitness brands, but you could say it's at something of a crossroads. The sport of CrossFit is practiced by millions of people across the globe, many of whom flock to thousands of affiliate gyms or boxes located in over 150 countries on all 7 continents. However, the brand has been hit with some really negative publicity in recent years, including reports of declining participation rates, competition from upstart global fitness events, and the uncertainty of the ongoing sale process. CrossFit Chief Marketing Officer Jenna Haka believes that to weather the storm and emerge even stronger in the years ahead, the brand must embrace its hardcore fitness roots while adopting some modern marketing tactics along the way. CrossFit was born, I believe, out of being a counterculture, says Haka, who took over the brand's CMO as the brand CMO last year after a stint at Barry's. At the time, in the early 2000s, everything in the health and wellness was a quick fix. How quickly can you get skinny or get 6-pack abs? CrossFit stepped in and said, we are something different. We're going to work really hard together, and we're going to be a bit edgy. For that reason, it's become a cult brand. Okay, let's see. So before the game, she spoke to them about her vision for the fitness giant, and how it's working to achieve it. Okay, so content is king, especially long form. Her first order of business as CMO was reorganizing CrossFit's marketing structure and org chart to better align with strategic goals. Her second priority has been in reinvigorating the brand's historical strong media content engine. Sorry, guys. So in the early 2000s and 2010s, it would actually self-identify as a media company more than a fitness or sport company. The media and content engines had slowed down in recent years, so her second biggest priority was in reigniting the spark. They relaunched different things, Hear Their Stories, the Drop-In Diaries. Have you watched either one of those?
Which one?
A couple of different series that they relaunched.
I think I watched the first Hear Their Stories.
Has anybody in the chat watched the Hear Their Stories or Drop-In Diaries? Sorry, go ahead. So you watched one of those?
I think so. Why did I set her up for failure? Don't be mean.
I definitely feel like I should have pulled specific snippets from this instead of just reading it in full.
All right, we can just go through. How much longer is it?
I mean, it's not that much longer, but I think, I mean, I mostly just wanted to call out. I mean, there were just notations here about like bringing back, having more clothing readily available that's specifically branded. And anyway, I don't know. It's long enough. I don't know that I should keep reading it, but I think it is a good read. She talks about right here, take influencer with a grain of salt. We will never work with someone who isn't actively a CrossFitter and participating in our community. That lends to a level of authenticity I don't believe you see a lot in the fitness industry, which is great.
Yeah, well, and this is something that they didn't do recently, right? Like we brought up somewhere that they hired they hired outside to do like an L1 push or some random model on a commercial, which was crazy. This was like in the past 6 months. And so it's good that they're coming, because we don't need that. I mean, we have the best marketing tools on the planet, right? Just like all of our athletes, you know.
Mhm.
And so reading with Claire.
I know.
This was
Sorry,
good.
guys. We'll figure this out.
And so yeah, I mean, I think Jenna being in the light, and pushing, and I mean, like I said, I think it's on her. You know what I mean? Like, it's her decisions. It's it is, yeah, specifically to that commercial, 100%. Like, that was so weird. Um but it's on her. I mean, it's on the media, and unfortunately, it's only on the media. There's nothing on anything else. I mean, we'll see the sale and what CrossFit is going um to do to support the affiliate. But I mean, 99% of everything that needs to be done is like, how can they control the message better? How can they drive more eyes to the sport? And then how can they drive more people into the affiliates with media, right?
Mhm.
Or with advertising or whatever.
Well, I
Yeah,
think you just made a really great point earlier in regards to like, hey, when you outsource all of it, you then no longer have your own voice. And we saw that go on for a while. And so then that got pretty muddy. And so it's really, really encouraging to see someone come in and say, okay, we're going to, use our voice again and clarify some things that maybe have gotten lost over these past few years.
right. Yeah. So, I mean, I hope they leverage the, you know, 10 million subscribers and followers they have over all the platforms. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? Put stuff on the CrossFit page, put stuff on the CrossFit Games page, um, journeys and stories. There's a lot of injury journeys of people coming back and, like getting healthy through CrossFit. Those are really, I think, valuable.
That's one of my favorite things about the masters division specifically is I always like to me that's where we're headed, right? And
Mhm.
so I love when I get an opportunity to speak to them and like hear, okay, what injuries have you been through? What illness have you been through? What grief have you walked through? I mean, anything like that is just really
Mhm.
inspiring and reminders of like, yeah, they have lived a life, right? And they are still doing handstand walks and rope climbs and
Oh
stuff.
yeah, it's so cool. Yeah.
So cool.
Um, yeah, I mean, I think being able to show that regularly is really important. Um, and so, like, it's cool to show someone losing a ton of weight. Um, and but I think it's really cool to show like a 65-year-old doing a rope climb. Like, that's like,
Hell yeah.
um, so, um, yeah. Um, so word of mouth is still right. And so I think having momentum inside of the, um, inside of the box, like committed to the methodology, and the sport is really, really important, right? Like when the sport was at its height, you know, you can never know anything about the sport, but you being told by Karen that they should come with you to Saturday's class, like it all rolls back up, right? If the gym is really involved, the owner is really there, um, uh, and so it's there. Like, you have to find momentum within the gym to get the gym to try to promote itself, right? And people like, hey, come do this thing with me. You know what I mean? And I think that's like Jake says it, right? Like, that's the biggest thing. And we kind of lost that because gyms are just sort of going by the wayside, right? They don't have a lot of, I don't know, oomph, like in the doing Friday night lights or local competitions or like a big strong community. I know, like, even Mako, like Mako's doing fine, but like the community in the gym and like the hype from the gym owner and the coaches, right? So we have like 5 coaches. 2 of them do weightlifting. They run the weightlifting portion and they only weightlift. They don't do a lot of class. And the other 2 don't do a lot of class. They only do a high rocks program that we have. And then the owner is sort of, like he bounces between some class and some, whatever he's feeling at that point in time. But none of them really drive like class and like really hammering it there. And so it shows. It showed for a long time. We used to have a competitors class, and then, then when we didn't, everyone did class, and it was really, intense, and people really, like our Christmas party was big, and, yeah, um, it was different back in the day for sure. And it'd be nice to get back to that.
Mm.
So, all right, what's next? You got anything else?
Of course, like my brain goes, okay, what are you going to do about it?
That's right. Yeah, I know. And so it's like, it's hard, right? Like the hype is gone. And so you have to create your own hype.
But that's
right?
always, to me, that's fine because I can do something with that.
Oh yeah, for sure. 100%. That's never been for me personally in my own like strengths and weaknesses, like finding motivation has never been a problem. Right? Like never. You know what I mean? Like everyone's like, why do you get up so early? Or, why do you like, how can you work so much? I'm like, because there's no other option. Like they can never think of it as like I need the motivation. Right. And so, like I see people jump around like, oh, let's try this marketing thing. Let's try this. Let's try this. Let's try this. And people just don't seem committed to one thing, and they're quick to change their mind or lose motivation or lose engagement or whatever it is. And those things have just never like crossed my mind. Like if I was in that situation, like I would still shove Friday Night Lights down all their throats, like Saturday get-togethers, social events, and so, but it's not my gym, so I don't. So it is what it is.
Yeah. Okay. So off of that, I don't know if we even want to go here necessarily, but talking about like how can CrossFit HQ support the games qualifying event? So this is looking to like the next calendar year, right? But it was some show within the past week, and I didn't note down exactly where it was, but I guess it would have been Dave on Savon's show, I believe, where he referenced like NorCal, being somewhere that they would definitely be interested in having being a games qualifying event next year. Did you watch that conversation?
That show? Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah. I mean, I think it was, it didn't seem like it was going to be out, right? I don't think CrossFit will start helping. What's the question? Are you thinking like, are they going to, or what should they do?
No. Well, okay. So one, I think NorCal is ridiculously awesome. So like I'm biased. Yeah. But the bias is for the community. Like I know that's your favorite word. I have to I got to look up some synonyms and start using something else. Anyway, for the people who care and who were there, it was a wonderful experience. And I think that matters a lot. So anyway, they were kind of referencing, I guess, just how HQ can support these events, right? And so that was more so I guess the question is just like a thought towards what can HQ be doing to support these events next year?
I mean, I think this was, besides the order of operations of the year, like this online semifinal being right in the middle of the season, I think this was the most ideal design yet.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
At least like the design that doesn't cost CrossFit $25 million to run 17 regional events and a huge loss, right? Everyone's like, bring regionals back. And it's like, okay, well, regionals isn't profitable. And so I understand that. So let's find something that is, right? Or that is less of a financial dig, right, at CrossFit. Okay. So if this is where we have to be from a money perspective, then this past year was the best. You qualify 20 people from roughly 9 to 11 events, whatever that looks like, across the world. You get invites, they run their own thing, etc. It was fine. All the right people got there. Okay. I don't think there's anyone that wasn't represented well. The only person that I think that has an argument is Nate Ackerman, right? But it's just like any professional sports. There's some divisions that are shit and there's some divisions that are really good, and then the athletes don't get in, or the teams don't get in. You could be 10-7 in a great division but be third, and there's 2 11-5 teams or 11-6 teams in the wild card, and you don't get in but then the Browns get in at 7-10 to the playoffs, right? Just kidding. Browns ain't never gonna make playoffs. But you know what I mean, right? And so that's just how it's always going to be. And that's not a big deal. That's irrelevant because it's 1 or 2, and that person is 99 times out of 100 not going to affect the end goal, which is to find the fittest on earth. I think. And so besides that, this is it. Could CrossFit somehow financially support them? Some, maybe for like media, like, hey, we'll help get your stream up. You know what I mean? Like if there's going to do anything, that would be the biggest and the only thing necessary, in my opinion, is like, hey, let us help you get a good quality stream going. Other than that, I don't think they need to do anything. I think the structure was where it is, and just do it for a few years and refine it instead of completely nuke it and overhaul it like we do every year, right? Tristan would know better than me, right? Because he was in it. And so to say that, I mean, that's probably not very true. Gucci did fucking 3.
You were in it.
Yeah. And so structure isn't bad. Getting dates, events, and such ahead of time, pathways laid out would make for a solid season. I mean, I think they were out pretty far. I don't think it was a disaster. Yeah, I was in it. And so it was good. It was really hard for the athletes. Like some of the athletes like are fully beat to shit, which is fine. And some of the athletes felt really good because they qualified at Mayhem in fucking March, and then they didn't do anything for 4 months, right? And I think that's okay. I think that's totally the case. Funny enough, all 4 of those athletes came up pretty short relative to what everyone thought they were going to do. And so I was also thinking recently, like, is qualifying that early a good thing, right? Like, is it, like, do you lose some motivation? Like, oh, now you have 5 months to prepare for a competition.
So then are you referencing, you think that their intensity throughout those then remaining 5 months was down?
It's hard to time it because we've never had to time it that long, right? Like there's a build. Gus, Tristan, I don't know if you're being sarcastic. Tristan is Hattie Canio's coach, and Tristan's been a games coach for a couple of years. And so I think it's interesting. It's been weird to qualify that early. And so it feels like maybe some of those athletes were maybe like hard to time it up for that long and that long of a build, right? Like a 5-month build is much different than like norm. But anyways, that's a whole nother conversation. It can be a ton. And so that's just a suggestion, right? Like if they are going to help at all, I think it would be to help find a way to support a stream. That could even just be like, here's 20 grand to support the stream. You guys do it from here, right? Or something. And so, but yeah, I think the structure is there. I think it's the right thing to do. I think being Dave and being consistent with where we're at, I think he's very pro to feedback right now. And so I do think we'll see the online portion of this get switched to either start it or end it, which is great. And from there, we will, and then I think that's like the most ideal thing moving forward, how HQ can support the season structure.
Yeah. Which you said, him receiving feedback. I think that there were in the last week, I think I heard at least 2, if not 3 times where he specifically referenced getting feedback and making adjustments as a result of the feedback, whether it was in the naming of them or in the elongating a workout, whatever it was. And it was like, okay, for all of the, that seems to be headed in a direction people are hopeful for. So I don't know. It was just cool to hear. But as far as supporting the events, I mean, I don't know. I don't even know that I mean like financially as much as, and of course, a lot of these events also have a good infrastructure and they've been doing it for a number of years as well.
That's probably debatable.
Well, right, but
Some of them do.
some do, right? And so then could support look like supporting them with some sort of templates in a number of different ways, whether that's like pitch decks for sponsors or whether that's like floor plans, or I don't remember what someone, I bet in the comments, has a better understanding of this, because Brent was talking about the thing that he's working on that says like which movements are better for live competition and which ones to avoid, and like things like that. I guess, as much as they're typically pretty hands off, I think there could be a number of things of like, hey, here's some best practices type stuff in a variety of different ways.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, that's a good,
and those are free.
right.
Or, I guess someone would have to put that together, but that's not a huge lift.
No, it wouldn't be. And so, I mean, it'll be interesting to see who comes back, because I'm guessing quite a few events like didn't make money this year. Like NorCal's an exception. NorCal's, I don't know how many athletes were there, 900 or something like that. It's a huge event, right?
It
So
was, I think, how many hours straight through with like, anyway, yeah, it was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. They were long days in the sun,
right,
and
for
they
sure.
were great.
Yeah, Lito's comment, I want to see more uniformity. I've gone back and forth over this over the years, and like the biggest promoter, like pusher of this, was like Sean Woodland. Like early TEF days, he would really push like, like everyone should run the same test because we're trying to find the same of the fittest. And I think that's just long gone. I think one test potentially is there, and I think you're just always, especially if you're going to require events to financially fund this thing that they're putting on, you can't require them to run certain events, right? Because if you do that, then you're going to need certain equipment. And what if they don't have access to that equipment? How are they going to get it? That means Rogue needs to be involved. And and so there's a lot of other factors that come into play that basically put CrossFit's hands back into running all of it. I don't know what that acronym means. Do you know what that acronym means?
That's why I pulled it up. Tristan, can you spell that out?
I was thinking it's like for what it's worth, but it's not. Fit wall balls. Fuck it, we ball.
Is that what that means?
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm going to use that.
Okay. That's great. There's a lot of letters happening there for that.
You agree? I think there was running in every one except Far East Throwdown, right? And to be fair, Far East Throwdown was hands down the coolest programming of all the events, and it wasn't even close, right? Now, was it a great balanced test? No, but all of those workouts individually were fucking sick. It was basically like 9 named workouts that were just modified to be really hard, right? Like traditional girl style freaking beatdowns. And so I think all of them had it except Far East Throwdown, right? And I think that was irrelevant. I mean, I think it was still a cool event. And should they all have running in it? I don't know. I mean, you're going to run at the CrossFit Games, right? Like, I don't think it really matters. So then, but how do we run in the online semifinal? They're going to be that way, and there's no way you're putting it in that, right? They did it for teams, but yeah, I mean, I don't think the testing to be the same, but I think a little, I mean, yeah, online sim. You're never gonna. So just to be clear, this is never gonna happen. Like they did it for the team, and that was great, but I don't think they're ever gonna do it. There's way too much on the line, and people will fucking cheat. They will cheat no matter what. People will cheat, and it doesn't even have to be a big cheat. It can be accidental, right? They've done this online, and everyone hated it. They did it in the Masters. They did 50 shuttle runs, some amount of work, and then 50 shuttle runs again, right? And so, but if you look at all the people that qualified online, seemed to work out pretty well. Pretty sure those 3 guys were the podium, and they all qualified online. So, I mean, like I don't think it's a big deal.
Well, yeah, and if you zoom out through the entire season, you're going to get your running in. Maybe it doesn't come in that test, but there's a few different tests throughout the year and it's going to get hit.
Yeah. And
You won't be
so,
able
I
to
mean,
make it to the top avoiding that.
well, yeah, for sure. I think they're saying like to get to the games, if they go online the whole way,
Yeah.
they're going to miss it.
Yeah.
And, you know, again, there's always going to be flaws, right? Regionals was for sure the best route. There's no question about it. But it costs millions of dollars to put on each one of those. And we're just not at that point anymore.
Yeah.
If 600,000 people sign up for the Open, you can fucking bet your money and bet your ass that Dave is going to bring back regionals, but it's just probably not going to happen.
What was Chase's post? Or maybe it was a comment on a post or something where he was like, "We will welcome you back with open arms."
Oh yeah, for sure. Dude,
Love
Chase saying welcome back to Saxon was the fucking tits.
Yeah, he's great.
That was so great.
Yes.
Like I wonder if he got in trouble for that.
I doubt it.
Someone said something to him, because there's no way they were just like, hey, you can just take a slight at WFP live on the broadcast.
But I mean, it could easily be interpreted for a number of different
but
things.
we
It's
know.
literally welcome back to the stream. I mean, it could be anything.
Yeah, but we know, right? We all know. Like,
Right.
we know. Everyone
Right.
knows.
I doubt he got in trouble. I don't know. I have no actual awareness. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, this was cool. I was super stoked to hear that Dave like took some of Chase's names and they named the events. I think he'll name the events moving forward too.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Christian, we hate the air runner. Couldn't they use that for online? So no, you can't. Not the air runner specifically. Maybe this new Rogue Woodway, but the air runner is not very consistent. Like it's the air runner as a machine, like that brand, the air runner has a lot of like, I don't know, imbalances. Maybe, I don't know, like it's not standardized. Sort of like the assault bike, right? The assault bike, you could bend the blades. Like there was easy assault bikes and there were hard ones. And so but echo bikes, and the problem with machines is, especially the bikes, the fan bikes at elevation are significantly easier than fan bikes at sea level. And people don't realize that. Like when we go up to Denver, like I can sustain like 5 to 8 RPMs faster through a workout than I can at sea level on the same echo bike within a year old. Right. Right. And so now the Echo is a lot harder because it's it's belt driven and not chain driven, but the assault bike is was like easily cheatable. So dude, hey, you know what? I'm actually, my tiny frame, I'm pretty good on the bike. But it's thinner. It does make a huge difference for sure. It's like, so we can't have bikes and we can't have runners. So right, Vicky knows. Vicky's at sea level and she hits that bike. Vicky, we'll just like send you to some elevation and the bike will get easier. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, it would be cool to have some form of running on online competition. But there's no way to create, there's too much on the line, right? Like with teams, Dave said, he's like, all right, 8 people have to cheat. They have to knowingly go in and cheat. And so it's not even so much of like cheating in the sense of cutting 200 meters off or just not running at all. It could be 20 meters, right? Or 30 meters or 40 meters because you turned a little bit different, or like how you walked into the gym is different, or all of these things. Those are the differences that can make, and that can be especially if it's multiple rounds, right? If it's 200 meters for 10 rounds and it's 10 meters off, I mean, that's an entire 200 meters difference, right? And so it's hard to standardize it to the foot. And so that's where the bigger problem is. The odds of people just not running at all are low. And so that's where the big team of 8, but for the individuals, you have $500,000 on the line, right? Or $250,000 on the line to get to the games and make money, etc. And it just is not. There's too much in limbo and too much trust that goes in to get people there because it's such a profession or in such a job. But for the team, you know, I'm not saying it's less important, but it is less important, right? Like it's not. It's just generally less important. Because there are individuals that cheat all the time. Like there are still people that do handstand push-ups in the open and online competition from an ab mat, and they think it's not cheating because they're that clueless to the fact that it's an elevation and it's flat out cheating. Like they go to a skull mat on a like regular basis and they put their scores in and they're just like, well, I don't go to the ground. It's like, well, that's not the same workout. It's a totally different movement, right? And so people will cheat all the time. I think it's less likely in teams because there's so many, but it's also less important. But for individuals, we just can't have running. We can't have people coming off the screen in general, in any capacity.
Let's see. Is Columbus elevation? Lito says, and then Vicky answered, and
No,
that's
it's not.
correct.
It's
It's at
flat.
9:02. So yeah.
Yep. It's gonna be
Good.
hot.
Which, by
Long
the way, they
run.
released another workout, right?
Today? Like this
No,
morning?
sorry. No, that was
Oh,
this week.
God damn it.
All the excitement. I apologize. No. How is preparation for that going for you since you guys have, what, 6 athletes? Is that right?
5.
5?
Good. Yeah, it's good. We did a like a mock weekend last weekend, and it went really well for the athletes. I think based on what's come out, it'll be really good. So they sort of released the movement list. And so sort of what we predicted: no handstand walks, no pull-ups, bar muscle ups, chest to bar, which kind of stinks, but and so yeah, it's super exciting. We're always stoked. We're gonna have a booth. We're getting it set up. Like half the team, more than half the team is coming. Claire's gonna be there helping us run the booth, which will be sick. We'll be running the podcast on site. And we'll be doing skill seminars. We're running part of the spectator workout floor. Yeah, we're super busy. It's 8 workouts, 2 each day, which is nice because the schedule will be a little free instead of 3. So we'll have some downtime in between. At least like each coach will, like it won't be too crazy. Like when there's 3 workouts in a day, like you pretty much finish one, you take an hour break and you start right back. But when there's 2, you have a pretty good gap of it, which is really nice. I like 2 workouts in a day from a coaching perspective, especially coaching athletes in different age groups. Even though because my athletes are one age group apart, so like there's one gap in between. So basically, as soon as one is done, the other one starts warming up, and so it's yeah.
Do you know the answer to Vicky's
Yeah.
question?
Oh yeah, they're streaming 100%. You'll be on the Legends YouTube, which I think they should be on. And this is an easy thing, right? This is an easy win for CrossFit. Is put the Masters on the Games channel. Like, there's no reason why you wouldn't put it on the, like, it's still called the CrossFit Games.
Yeah,
Put it on the Games,
I agree.
right? Bennett is, well, my parent is here, so parent's here. She's sleeping, and he hasn't made any noise yet. I actually have to go. Like I'm getting off. And we both our cars. Oh yeah, you want to see what I'm driving right now, bro? It's fire. So, I got a loaner from Buick, from GMC, Cadillac, Buick, whatever. And so because my truck was in the shop last week, and it was all the same lights came back on. And so I was like, hey, I need, like, both my other cars, parents' cars in the shop at a different shop for different shit. Mine's hopefully getting warranty work done. And so this is the loaner they put me in. A fucking $150,000.
Wait, you got to pull up
Where'd
yeah.
it go? Oh, here.
Let me
how do I
remove
pull this
that
one up?
one.
There we go.
There you go.
A brand new Cadillac Escalade IQ. This thing is insane. I'm like, oh, I want one.
The
Self
amount of space.
self-driving. It's beautiful. I mean, 0 to 60 in like 3 seconds. I mean, it's fast.
You're like, you
Anyways,
guys take your time.
yeah, for sure. I
I
was
don't
like,
need
it's
it back
beautiful.
anytime
If the
soon.
truck's not coming back, dude, this thing's going to Columbus. So, um,
That'd be awesome.
anyway, so this is what I'm driving right now. It's fun. Um, yeah, no way. Dude, we could sell both cars. We could sell both cars and I'd still owe like over $100,000 on this thing. It
Oh,
costs almost
shoot.
as much as my house.
What's the price tag on it?
It's like 160,
Damn.
I think. Yeah. Anyways, crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. That's expensive. Okay.
So cool. Ben needs to give me a raise. I know. That's all right. Anyways, do I have a night? Of course I have a night routine, bro. I'm trying to look like Claire when I get older.
Thank you. Are you saying, I swear, I feel like it's probably literally just aging, but I feel like this whole mold journey just like took my skin and was like,
No, you have
looked at
great
the middle
skin.
finger. Thank you.
You have
Thank
great
you.
skin. Yeah, dude, I do the stuff. I do some serums, stuff in my hair.
Do you
But I do my
really?
hair every day. Huh?
Do you really do serums and stuff?
Yeah, I have a skin. Yeah, I'm super
Good for
wrinkly.
you.
I'm a really wrinkly guy. Like I have big smile lines and so yeah, I don't have like naturally great like I don't know, like
Skin.
moist skin. Yeah, like I'm just really dry or super oily. Like there's no in between. So like I try to work on my wife, perfect complexion her entire life,
Heck yeah.
never does anything. And I'm like, put some fucking lotion on your face. She's like, nah, I don't need it. I'm like, I know you don't, and I hate you for it. So
Yeah. Jimmy being Filipino, which is my fiance, I feel like he's gonna just look great forever. I'm like, well, we'll
yeah,
see how
he'll
that
just
goes
look
for
the
me.
same age. Like he got to a point, like he got to where he looks like
Yep.
8 years ago,
And then he
and
just
he's looked
stayed.
exactly the same, and he's gonna stay there for 80 years.
I'm like in what is the movie Matthew McConaughey in Dazed and Confused. I get older and he stays the same.
That's right. Gus, I was just being facetious. It's not more than my house, but it wasn't that far off. So I bought my house for like 200 grand and it's worth a lot more now. Thank God. Yeah, dude, anyways. Semen. Yes. Semen serum. That's right.
Oh God.
Claire's uncomfortable. Good job, guys.
Jody, if you have any desire to talk to me about that, which you probably don't, but if you do, I'd be happy to. I got sick from mold. For anyone who's ever questioning if they're having symptoms and don't know why, I'm happy to talk about that kind of stuff. It's crazy. Anyway.
It is nuts.
Yep.
Let's see. What else? Anything this weekend?
Coming up this weekend?
Yeah, you. Good luck this weekend.
Oh, good luck. Thank you. Yeah, it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
The TFX Throwdown, I think, is the
Right.
Yep.
Cool. We'll crush it. Well, hey, thanks, guys. It is time to roll. Anyways, if you guys are looking to join a competition, check out our outro, which I'm super stoked. It's cool. It's just like it makes it feel good. It's easier to kill the
It's very cool.
Like to end the show like on the outro. Anyways, so well, hey Claire, thanks for being here. This was fun. This was good. Guys, thanks
Yeah.
for sticking around. You know, we had like 60 to 70 people the whole time, which was awesome.
Hell yeah.
Make sure to come to Code Iron Games. Guys, telling you, if you're Claire's gonna MC and I programmed it, well, team, I sort of programmed most of it and we made edits, but it's gonna be a fun one. It's gonna be
if you want to see CJ sweating on the floor,
Bruh.
just go, because there'll at least be something where he like has a moment and gets real frazzled, and it's kind of entertaining, and he'll be fine, and it will be fine. But it's most likely going to happen. However, yeah, the community there. Oh gosh, your favorite term. Anyway, the people are wonderful. The facility is wonderful. The location, everything about it is super cool. So anyway, and fun fact, I've don't know if I've mentioned it on this podcast before, but I definitely talk about it. But like Kevin, the owner of that facility, was the owner of the first CrossFit gym that I was a member at many years ago. So it's really cool to get to be a part of that. They good people.
I programmed it in coaching. I actually don't know if I have any athletes competing there. It's just team. I did last year. And
You get some fit.
Yeah,
fit
Gus is gonna
people
come.
there.
Hopefully. Gus
Yeah.
is gonna go. Gus, let me know. Let me know if you're signing up. All right, guys, that's it. I'm gonna go handle car stuff, which makes me sad. Yeah. Enjoy the weekend. Have a great one, and we'll see you guys on Tuesday. Peace.